The Witcher, a worldwide success, from the best-selling books by Andrzej Sapkowski to the massive video game series created by CD Projekt Red, and to more recently a TV adaptation series which has become one of Netflix's most watched series. Almost everyone has heard of The Witcher one way or another. But what many people don't know is that the monsters aren't imaginary and are based on real life. The Kikimora is the first monster we see in the Netflix adaptation. It is depicted to be an insectoid water creature with 8 sinewy legs commonly found in swamps, with mangled faces and mouths filled with crooked teeth and blood thicker than humans. They only attack humans when they are hungry, but are mostly gentle creatures. In the video games, we first see the Kikimora in the first Witcher game, where Geralt has to fight the Kikimora queen, workers and warriors. Kikimoras are a staple in Slavic mythology. However, they do differ quite a lot from the Witcher adaptation. In a book called A Study of Household Spirits of Eastern Europe by Ronza Avella, Kikimoras are believed to be female spirits that haunt houses and usually take the form of deformed humans. However, some rarer aspects of the Kikimora myths do add up to the Witcher series. Avella writes that some Kikimora have been associated with the Baba Yaga witches, who appear in Russian fairy tales. They have been described as having contorted long limbs, who live in the deepest parts of the forest or swamps. If you have played the Witcher video games, one of the first monsters you came across was most probably the Drowner. Although not particularly strong monsters in The Witcher, they can be dangerous when they attack in large groups. They are described in the bestiary as a corpse dredged from the bottom of a pond. It is sickly blue or green in colour, with slime and sludge oozing out of every pore and the acid stench of rot wafting off it. In the game, it is commonly thought by the people that drowners arise from the bodies of those who have drowned in water, lost travellers, or children who swim too far from the shore. However, the Witchers confirm this is false, and they have come from the conjunction of spheres. In Slavic folklore, drowners are probably the most recognisable and are known under many names, like Vodnik or Topnik. It has been said that they originated from the soul of a man who committed suicide by drowning himself. Some stories say that they are spirits of human souls that died drowning. Although stories differ, the core concept is the same. If you drown in water, you will become a drowner, cursed to live your life as a demonic spirit. They are described as having the form of a naked thin man with long hands, legs, and a green slippery body. It has been thought that the stories originated in a way to protect people from accidental drownings, or to warn children of the dangers of the water. The Striga is one of the first monsters introduced into the Witcher video game series, with the first Witcher game's opening sequence showing the fight between Geralt and the Striga. In the video game, Strigas are human women who have been transformed into a monster by a curse, only coming out during a full moon to hunt. They devour any living thing they see with incredible speed and strength. The only well-known documented example of a Striga was the one Geralt fought, where Ada, daughter of King Foltest, was cursed at birth, and so was born a Striga. The Striga appears as a foul, well-muscled monster who runs about on all fours. Their jaws extend from ear to ear, with their fingers ending in claws. Geralt manages to cure the curse on Ada by preventing the Striga from returning to her coffin by the third crowing of the rooster. There, the cursed child would be cured and turned back into an ordinary girl. In Slavic folklore, Striga are known as vampiric demons due to one belief that a man became a Striga when he got back from the dead world as a woman with bird claws, so she could feed herself with children's blood, because they did not have a worthy burial. However, the more common belief is that Strigas are children born with features that could turn them into a Striga. Much like the video game, Strigas are the result of a curse given to a pregnant woman whose fetus would be transformed into a Striga. They are children who were born with 2 souls, 2 hearts, and a double row of teeth. If a newborn was born with grown teeth, he was immediately considered as a Striga and drove out of the village. If the fetus was born dead and wasn't buried correctly, then they would develop into a Striga. Once fully developed, a Striga would feed on villages and highways by killing humans or animals, but needing human blood to survive. To lift this curse, Legends say that you would have to spend a night in a crypt and sleep with your face down to the ground, although this was especially difficult due to Strigas being most active during the night. In The Witcher 3, the first tough challenge any player faces is the battle with the Royal Griffin. It's the first real boss battle that players face. It is said in the game that the Griffin was only attacking the local people due to Nilfgaardian soldiers killing the Griffin's brooding mate. And with Griffins mating for life, this made the Griffin very aggressive. Griffins are described as a hybrid, a cross between an enormous cat and a bird of prey. They are found in the high mountains and hunt marmots and wild goats, and extremely territorial, who will fiercely defend its hunting grounds. Griffins are probably one of the most well-known monsters in folklore and mythology. They are described as the same as the Witcher series, as being a mythical creature, a cross between eagle and lion. It has been said that the Griffin would guard the gold of kings. In many cultures they are a symbol of power, wealth, courage and prestige. Interestingly, the first depictions of Griffins come from ancient Egypt, with them describing it with a falcon head instead of a lion. In Europe, Griffins are found in Greek art, where they are shown to be pulling chariots of Greek gods. One legend goes on to say how Alexander the Great captured 2 griffins and chained them to his throne, eventually riding one around his empire for several days. When talking about monsters, probably one of the scarier ones in the Witcher video games is the Leshy or Leshen. They are described as ancient, powerful forest spirits who have a deer skull as a head and tree-like limbs. A Leshen can call for aid from crows or a pack of wolves. Using crows to distract their enemies, they will enter smoke form to disappear and reappear at their command. Due to their inborn magic, they can control the plants and animals within their territory, and can even command the roots of trees to strike their enemy. It is thought that the Leshen was created by nature in a way to protect from the human advancement into the forest through the chopping of trees and killing of the wildlife. As a guardian to the forest, it can heal other woodland animals and summon neckers or crows to protect the forest. Much like the Witcher series, in Slavic folklore, Leshys are demon gods or tree spirits who protect and defend the animals of the forest. However, in folklore they are mostly benevolent or neutral to humans, although they have been known to lead unwary travellers into the forest astray due to their trickster attributes. In Russian tales, it is said that peasants would send their children to the Leshy to be taught. They are described as having the appearance of a man with his eyebrows, eyelashes and right ear missing. In some stories, it is said that in his forest he is as tall as a mountain, but once stepping outside his forest, he shrinks to the size of a blade of grass. As shape changers, they can take the shape of any animal, but favour wolves and bears who receive special protection from him. If people are kind to Leshys, they would receive gifts. However, if people have annoyed a Leshy, they would be led astray in the forest. One way to combat this is by making them laugh by taking off all your clothes and putting them on backwards, or switching your shoes to the wrong feet. Leshys are also prone to abducting babies who have not been baptized, or children who entered the forest to pick berries or catch fish.